Greetings, my fellow Americans, and also all you other people that apparently aren't Americans, and welcome to another episode of Non-Productive. Today we're getting political, well, sort of. We're discussing the various jackasses of early American presidential history. Yes, political scandals are never new, and we're going to look into some of the craziest stories from before the 20th century, what many would call the best century. I'm Frank, I'm joined in studio by James, Al, and Big Papa Pete. How are you guys doing?
Woo!
That that is Old English for yay.
Yeah.
We're
putting the fun back in E pluribus unfun.
Huzzah!
Wow. I've never wanted to restart a podcast more in my life, but it's too late. The tape is rolling, and we are going to talk about our favorite. So, rules on the very start. We got to establish rules because otherwise this will descend into mayhem. We're only going to talk about early political figures, presidents, vice presidents, whatever, and pre-20th century. So no Johnson, no Nixon. No, who's that other guy who was the president?
JFK?
That's the other one.
Damn
the
it.
other guy who was a president.
There goes my pages and pages of research on Woodrow Wilson.
Yes, Woodrow Wilson has got some skeletons in the closet. I'll tell you that.
He was a skeleton in the closet for a while.
That's interesting. And other than that, these are stories we've heard in history class. They're more or less verified. We will try to give you as much sources as possible, but, take it with a grain of salt. Which they actually used to season meat back in the early Americans, huh?
They kept it from spoiling.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
actually, some Americans still use salt to season meat.
Huh, fascinating.
Wow.
All right.
Old ways.
Speaking of fascinating, I want to go first because I have been drinking heavily and I may already forget what I was going to talk about. All right. There was this president you may have heard of. His name, Lincoln. Oh, yeah. I'm talking about Abe.
Sexy Abe.
Sexy Abe.
Abraham Lincoln.
So everyone, these are some of the things that people know about Abraham Lincoln. Big hat. He was
you know what that means.
Wow. He was all about the freeing of the slaves and the fighting of the civil wars.
And
You know
the
what that
vampires.
And going into theaters and not coming out alive. Now, these are the big major things.
He dabbles in it once, and you make his entire life about it.
The important thing is, Lincoln is a very famed statesman. He was always, hyper intelligent. I'm sure he was the valedictorian of whatever log cabin high school he went to. He was a big deal, right? Lincoln, big deal. Mm-hmm. But what you don't know is he was actually like Chewbacca. He was the presidential Chewbacca. Apparently, Lincoln, when he was building that log cabin, grew huge guns. Right, so he would load up. He was renowned for putting stones in carts and dragging them around to build things. Maybe it was hard frontier life.
Wait, was he training to fight vampires? What the heck is this?
Listen, we don't own stock in that movie. We don't need to reference them anymore. Available now on Netflix. Maybe, I don't even know.
The book's better.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
That's not what this podcast is about. The book is all right. No, what was I saying? Yeah. So apparently he did a lot of heavy manual labor in his early life, and it's something that he used to do throughout his legal practice. I think there were interviews with him and biographers who say that it helped soothe his mind. It was which makes sense, right? Physical labor kind of gets you especially if you've got a heavy taxing mental list to deal with, your divided nation. Physical labor can make you feel better. Great.
Okay, I just need to say that Abraham Lincoln in my mind is now Chris Evans outside Hawkeye's house in Avengers 2.
Also available on Netflix. I don't know if it is. We should probably come up with a list. Yeah. Oh, good. Anyways, Lincoln...
Send us the check, Netflix.
Lincoln is building these massive guns. Now, it's one thing just to say, the guy was fit.
Yeah.
But apparently he had a known history for picking people up by the back of the neck and tossing them around.
What?
That is a straight thing he did. That is
scruff.
Flat out. With a scruff of the neck, picking them up. and at very least Vadering them, lifting them off the ground, but sometimes full toss them across the, I assume, Capitol building.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
I would totally watch. So for those of you following at home, I've compared Abraham Lincoln with both Chewbacca and Darth Vader. So
That is a man of exceptional character right there.
There you go.
Who can be accurately compared to both.
So apparently, and there is like a multitude of stories I can cite, but at least one occasion he, part of this is might be a misnomer, because when you throw someone in a wrestling match, it doesn't necessarily mean you physically threw them. It just kind of means you bested them.
Right.
Took them off their feet.
Right. So he apparently threw a famed wrestler, Daniel Needman, in Coles County, right? And then in 1831, he was challenged by Jack Armstrong, who is the leader of a New Salem gang, or the New Salem gang, for all I know.
The original model for Stretch Armstrong.
And the guy, Lincoln, humiliated him, beat the crap out of him, and then ended it by lifting him by the neck and shaking him around, I assume making Wookiee noises. I mean, I'm in favor of the Emancipation Proclamation, don't get me wrong. But honestly, I am so much more in favor of brutal Lincoln. Just savage-ass Lincoln going around, ripping people's arms off and beating them with it.
I'll clean the streets up on my city with these guns.
I even somehow like it better that he just tossed people around, because that's like maybe it wasn't political rivals, maybe it wasn't bad guys, maybe it was just people who were too slow. Like, he just picked them up and threw them around. Maybe he physically lifted Mary Todd Lincoln onto his shoulders and ran around with her just because she was, weakened and tired. I guess. I can't remember my Lincoln biography very well.
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln's gonna emancipate that championship belt from your waist, brother.
There's just nothing but character voices for the rest of this episode. I love it. So that's my favorite story about Lincoln's general jackassery and badassery. The reason why I consider it jackassery is because it's kind of weird that our president is tossing around gang members like in his spare time and choking people with like
little bit.
Vader holds.
But you know what? Wouldn't America be better if it wasn't weird?
Not really, no.
No, I think it's. I don't know. No, I think history will show that we don't want our presidents to manhandle people they don't like, but we'll find that out, I guess, in the next few years. Maybe. But all right, anybody else have a story of a president who is a badass jackass?
Well, I don't know a badass, but I can certainly think of a jackass.
All right, go for it.
So James Madison.
James Madison. I hate everybody named James.
Wow.
Yeah, no problem. Just thought you'd like to know that truth.
So Madison.
Oh, his wife was the ice cream lady.
Yeah, exactly. So Madison, after Madison was president, there was some desire or...
That's a deep cut. What ice cream lady? That's going to bother me if I don't.
Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison?
Wait, yeah.
Was that an ice cream? Is it a brand of ice cream?
I don't remember if it was the name of a brand of ice cream.
Can
or
we
if
talk
they
about the
used
deep
her.
cut where
She
Frank said he hates me? No?
No, she introduced ice cream to the masses.
Dolly
basically.
Parton?
No, Dolly
What?
Madison.
Oh, okay.
You need to.
She
pay
served
attention.
ice cream she was the first lady to serve ice cream at White House functions, and it made it really popular.
Oh,
and it was
that's
right
awesome.
around the time that like ice boxes.
We
and-
really need to do a follow up on this podcast. It's more interesting. Like cool White House lady married
Yeah,
to president. What's the word for that?
First lady.
First lady.
That's the guy.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a brand of ice cream called Dolly Madison ice cream for a while. I remember it in the '80s, and the logo was it was like a cameo of you know what I'm talking about, the
Hey,
silhouette.
Stanley.
Yeah.
The 3D, yes.
Yeah. I enjoy that. All right, let's go back on to James Madison.
But regardless of how nice his wife was, he wasn't really, at least not after his presidency. So when you leave the presidency, there's usually a desire for some people to have, records of your correspondence, historians and so on and so forth.
Sure, yeah, it makes sense.
Posterity deserves it.
Exactly. But Madison decided he didn't want to. I was like, oh, these may not paint me in the best light. Wait till I'm dead and you guys can have at it.
He said, wait till I'm dead and then you could have my correspondence.
To be fair, he was mostly interested in his notes from the first Constitutional Convention.
Yeah.
The founding of the Constitution. He
government
thought
that we
that
have
those
now.
would be worth a pretty penny.
So that's even worse.
Yeah.
He wasn't just like, screw you, wait till I'm dead. He was saying, pay me or wait till I'm dead.
No, he thought they would be
no.
worth a pretty penny post-mortem, so his wife could live off
It's like, I could sell them now, but they'll be worth more when I'm dead.
Exactly.
I see.
My feelings about Madison have evolved so much in the last 13 seconds. First, it's like, surly bastard, wait till I'm dead. I'm not done with them yet. Then it's like, cheap bastard who's like, you want them, you gotta pay me. This is Madison's voice in my mind.
Yeah.
Snake Plissken. And then it's like... sweet that he's looking for a way to support Dolly and her budding ice cream empire. And then it's goddamn depressing. That's depressing. Saying like, this will only be worth money if I'm dead. That's
it gets
emo as hell.
worse,
Oh,
actually.
Good.
Because as the years went on, Madison realized, these don't paint me in the best fashion. Why don't I edit a few things here and there, just change what some of my responses were. Why don't I
Cross out some of these emoticons and middle fingers.
Because he wanted to change a lot of what he was saying to Washington. There was actually reports of him trying to imitate Jefferson's handwriting.
Oh,
to
that's crazy.
to try and fake their responses to each other, so they were much more civil conversations. And he wanted to paint the person that I wasn't politically involved in this, I was politically involved in this, the stuff that shaped our nation, not any of this cowardly stuff that I might have.
Very interestingly, today I did the exact same things to some of my old letters before digitizing them, but I was just correcting grammar. I used your and your
To be fair,
interchangeably a lot.
he did also do some minor punctuation.
That bastard.
Yeah, obviously. But this was really weird because not only did he do this became an obsession for him as life went on, where he spent years going back to the well to try and edit it perfectly.
Remember when I invented telephones? I remember.
I think
The great thing about this, though, is he's doing all this work, but the other person has copies of it too.
and as someone who's been
Remember when I brought ice cream into the world?
No, I don't.
I wore a dress and made people call me Dolly.
and it's
I
really
invented the internet.
it's really funny too, because everything's Madison is editing at this point isn't really any different from the same sort of BS that Jefferson and all the other Republicans were saying at this point in time. So it's not like anybody else was prancing around with a better record.
Huh. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of a jackass move.
yeah.
Especially the forging Thomas Jefferson's signature on I like boys, signed Thomas Jefferson.
He did try to hide the fact that he and Jefferson wrote a series of papers that basically formed the legal basis for the South deciding to secede.
Yeah, well, I would do that too.
To be fair, the South didn't secede till long after Madison was dead. He couldn't know that they were going to use it for that.
What was it, Louisiana or something other?
I want to say it was Kentucky.
Kentucky, yeah. But it was some document about that eventually became what, as you described.
Yeah, it was basically the states have the right to.
Yeah.
Refuse federal.
And and that's weird to have that kind of bizarre foresight to be like, this is gonna come to bite me in the butt one day.
No,
I'm gonna distance myself as much as I can.
I think
from
there
it.
was saber rattling in his lifetime, and also they probably used actual sabers.
Yeah.
And it actually did completely contradict at least one clause of the Constitution
Of
that
which
he
he
helped
wrote.
write.
Yeah.
I was about to say, of which he wrote with Hamilton the Federalist Papers, basically
All right, nerds,
designing
settle it down.
how we look at the Constitution.
But I will say, it is amazing to me, that the obsession was what was just weird to me. Why would you keep going back?
Yeah.
Continuity, man. If you're going to edit one, you got to edit them all. I could get behind this obsession.
I don't want to even know what's going on in your Gmail account. Hey, James, you're the one who thinks you know everything. Tell us lay down some America.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
sorry for not doing a good job hosting this podcast.
But he hates you, so
don't
that's the best segue you get.
I don't necessarily know if the examples I have make them jackasses, but they certainly had a lack of foresight, or maybe too much foresight. So I'll start with the story about John Quincy Adams. Now, John Quincy Adams' daily morning routine always included a nice, brisk, skinny dip into the Potomac.
That's
which is,
more
right
than I
over,
needed to know.
Right over by the White House.
At that time, how many nudists were swimming in the Potomac? Do you know that? Do you have that on the tip of your tongue on your phone?
I do not.
No?
No, how many nudists were swimming in the Potomac, but probably not many right over in the area where the White House was, because it's not Washington, D.C., not as populated then as it is now.
Washington, D.C., I don't know if you've been there, but the White House is not what you'd call close to the Potomac.
No, you would need to take a carriage there in the morning.
Wow.
He probably rode his own horse. He probably
First
didn't do
thing in
carriage.
the morning.
That would take you a while, actually,
that's
to get
great.
to the Potomac.
I hope he was buck naked on the entire ride. He was like, just going for my morning swim. Sir,
Like Lady Godiva.
Wake up at dawn, and go take a skinny dip into the Potomac. And one morning, he got out of his swim for the Potomac, and there was a young lady sitting there by the name of Anne Royale. Anne Royale is considered the first female journalist, and the president had been denying her an interview for weeks. So, again...
I don't know where this is going, but this is going bluer than I expected.
This is where the
and
foresight...
not just because the water's cold. Hey!
This is where the
gotcha.
foresight comes in. She had his clothes and decided that he could get them back after she finished the interview with him.
Is this also the story how she became the first lady? That would be super great.
No,
That's how
no.
I would Hollywood up this story up. That is awesome. That is great. She took his clothes and put it over his head and like, you're not getting it until I get my story. And that wasn't the story.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And that wasn't the story. There was definitely... I don't think there was mention in her piece of exactly how she got the story.
Is this real, or is this something that...
This is actually real.
Is it real, or is it like mostly real, as in a lot of historians think it's real?
No, this is in his biography. This is in John Quincy's biography.
So apparently he wasn't ashamed of it. I mean,
No,
Well,
not
I
his
mean, it's not an
autobiography.
autobiography.
That's how George Bailey won his wife.
No, yeah, all right. Sure.
Now, if you're talking about foresight, here's a man who had a lot
I'm
of
sorry, for what?
foresight.
Oh, okay. Not all.
Here's a man.
Nudist.
Here's a man who needed to have a lot of foresight because he didn't want to be seen naked. Yes, I am claiming.
That's John Quincy Adams. You just did that. He didn't want to be seen naked. So
No, John Quincy
he
Adams-
helped a woman in her work.
voluntarily skinny dipped in the Potomac. Ulysses S. Grant would never do such a thing. I believe Ulysses S. Grant was a never nude.
Okay.
Ulysses S. Grant would go so far as when he was a general in the Army, he would shower only in private showers, where at the time you would generally shower and do early morning bathroom activities with your men. It was considered good camaraderie. And he would go on to many years later in his life brag, right, when he was in his 60s, that no one had seen him naked since he was a boy.
Huh.
The man had children.
So, in
So-
other words, he was into some kinky stuff. Blindfolds.
He would keep his socks on.
Haha, clever. All right. That is Grant as a never nude. That's odd.
Ulysses S. Grant said, let no one see me naked. And he said, no one has seen me naked since I was a boy.
So I'm just going to extrapolate on this a little bit. I'm assuming most presidents have their presidential nude portrait, right? We've all seen it.
Right.
We've all seen
Yeah.
hooving. We've seen Coolidge is rich. I got another one. Hold on. You got one?
We've seen Lincoln's log.
Yeah, I guess there are no tasteful nudes of
No.
Grant.
Tap.
There would not be any tasteful nudes of Grant.
Interesting.
I'm just curious where that came from. Like, where does the fear of being seen naked? Like, was he just afraid someone's going to whoop his butt with a towel or
Just
something?
didn't want to break the streak at this point.
Yeah,
they
maybe.
don't know. Biographers have questioned why he took so much pride in this. But like even when he was older and he had personal aides assisting to him, as he got on in years, he wouldn't let them see him naked.
That's interesting.
Wow.
Maybe he was secretly a woman.
Yeah, I mean, since he was a boy, first transgender president. Granted, that is unlikely. I'm sorry.
Another thing,
this should be completely removed from the
something we
podcast.
should probably consider, and I don't want to get too into this, but
Let's get into it.
this is coming from a time when many people did not consider women or African Americans to be
People? Uh-huh.
So, I mean, maybe it wasn't that
He just
weird.
meant the no landed gentry ever
Yes.
saw me.
I mean,
nude.
you
that's sad.
could make that argument. I mean, I'm not saying it's factual, but you could make the argument.
This is
We
actually a
have
good
to-
time to bring up the fact that we purposely avoided all the stories in history where presidential figures were monsters because we just
actual
don't want to.
literal
We
monsters.
don't want to deal with all of that because God, this is depressing enough as it is.
Yeah, I forget who the guy was that sold his own children.
Yeah, we're not into that. But hey, let's throw it over to Pete, who actually has some stuff to talk about.
Yes, something we can all get behind laughing at. Drunks.
Yeah.
Yay!
These people don't have a medical problem.
You know what? At least two of these people did.
Jeez.
I have a rundown of several of my favorite presidential drunkards.
Great drunks of history.
Great drunks of the White House, right here on the top of my notes.
Oh, wow, there you go.
I'm going to start it off with one of the more amusing anecdotes. Andrew Johnson. Now, for those of you who don't remember your presidential history, Andrew Johnson was Abraham Lincoln's second vice president, who very quickly became Abraham Lincoln's successor.
Why?
I don't remember.
Oh, must have retired.
History is
Yeah.
unclear on this. Very little is written about.
Oh, he went on to adventure in space with Han Solo. That's
I
right.
do believe so. I think he took he hitched a ride on Halley's Comet with Mark Twain in his airship.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyway, Johnson was. This is a guy who his most glowing praise from Abraham Lincoln was Andy Johnson. I think is a good man.
I think is a good man.
Glowing endorsement there. And Mr. Johnson, upon being elected vice president, as we moved to his inauguration as such, apparently attended a party in his honor on April 3rd, the night before his inauguration, and became significantly inebriated.
Is that American for drunk?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And he showed up at the Capitol for his inauguration as vice president, 3 sheets to the wind, and basically needing to.
Did he not know he was going to be vice president? Was he like, oh man, I thought I totally had the semester off?
No.
Maybe he thought he wasn't going to win?
I'm not. No, he knew he won.
Oh,
this
geez.
is after
This
he
is a
won.
celebratory
And this
thing.
is back when they were getting inaugurated in March, so it's like 5 months after he won.
Oh, good. So,
So
he
he
had a
knew
problem.
about this, but it was
All
a
right.
party. It was a party,
right.
have a couple of drinks.
Right.
Maybe he's nervous, needs to calm his nerves. He's sitting there at the Capitol, waiting to be sworn in, and turns to the man next to him, I forget it, Harry Hamlin, I believe. Hamlin was...
The actor?
Yes. No. Hamlin was Abraham Lincoln's first vice president. So the guy he's replacing, the guy whose job he is taking, the guy who Abraham Lincoln's party said, you know what, we don't want you anymore. We're going to hire this guy.
And I think they hired Johnson because like he was a Southerner and like
Yeah.
sort of like a peace.
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
make he was from Tennessee, and he did make the argument that since
Oh, so he was
elected,
Tennessee drunk, which doesn't even count.
Oh no, I don't know. He was drunk pretty much everywhere.
Tennessee drunk. It's what I said.
So he asked. He wanted a little bit of the hair of the dog. Elbows Hamlin, says, "Hey, you got any whiskey?" At which point Hamlin proceeds to produce a bottle of whiskey, which he had. This is all taking place in the Capitol building, like as the ceremony is starting. And Hamlin hands him in. He takes a few stiff drinks. He says, "I need all the strength for the occasion I can have."
I mean, to be fair, he was taking over for Abraham Lincoln, right for Reconstruction, right? I mean,
not here. This is not.
This is the
not
second
yet.
time?
Lincoln's still alive and kicking. This is his inauguration as vice president.
Oh, all right. Well, F it.
Yeah,
He's
we
got
If
don't
you
no
weren't on your
excuse.
phone, you would have known that.
Lincoln's got 6 weeks left. Nobody realizes
My
that.
wife.
Nobody knows that, but he only has 6 weeks left.
Yes. So he's completely plastered at this point.
Right.
Gets up and ends up giving this long, rambling speech where he reminds everyone there that each of them had received their office from the people. And he stops and names each member of the cabinet individually.
Like it
and
was a dare.
You got your power from the people. You got your power from the people. Seward, you damn sure got your power from the people.
This guy knows he got his power from the people up top.
Apparently, he got so into it that Hamlin, the guy who just handed him a couple of things of whiskey, had to pull him by the the coat.
Oh God, this is so great.
To get his attention, and then while he turned around to look, Hamlin stood up, held out the Bible, and started administering the oath to him.
Listen, as funny as this is, we've all been to a wedding where the best man has done this to the groom, and the groom might be in this room right now. Just saying.
No, but it was great. He put out the Bible and did the whole swearing in thing, and at the end, Johnson added in grabbing the Bible, kissing it. Say, I kiss this book in the face of my nation, the United States.
This
guy
actually
was
became a
just-
new tradition from that point forward.
This guy is so into it.
The only saving grace of this is that this was all done inside the Capitol building. So it was only dignitaries that saw all of this. They then prepared to move it outside
Just dignitaries.
for Abraham Lincoln's inauguration.
And there's Lincoln just watching us all go down like, oh, God, somebody shoot me.
No, he actually went to some of the dignitaries there. Don't let Johnson speak outside.
Whoa. Yeah.
And this was not an isolated incident. Apparently, after Lincoln was shot, when they went to go find Johnson to swear him
Oh,
in,
man.
they found him,
Kissing a Bible, if you know what I mean.
again, 3 sheets to the wind.
4 now.
Yeah. Completely obliterated, drunk. And you would think, you want to say, okay, he's nervous, he's upset. The president of the United States
No, this is
just
before.
got shot, and now you have to be president of the United States. He didn't know.
He was just
He hadn't
regular.
heard yet.
He was just regular
drinking
Thursday
because why
night
not?
drinking.
It was Thursday.
Did he not know?
Oh.
Well, the
looking so
records
smug,
are not
James.
that clear, but there's no real reason to think that he would have known.
I don't know.
There
He's
was-
pretty drunk.
Well, there was the conspiracy that Booth was engaged in. Johnson was supposed to have been shot as well. However, it never even got that far.
No, I'm rewriting history. Johnson was shot. He was just so drunk it didn't hurt him. And then later on, like a week later, he's like, "What is this new hole in me?" Oh
That
man,
wasn't there before.
we should annex Mexico, and I don't know where.
Lincoln did defend him. Lincoln, before he died, when talking about the inauguration, said that Andy just had a bad day, basically.
Oh, they're bros. They're
He fell off the
original.
wagon then.
Another good one, another good presidential drunk. James, your friend U.S. Grant. I love calling him that.
Oh, Grant.
Grant,
I never nude.
Grant was an alcoholic,
Okay.
but by all standards, modern, his aide de camp during the Civil War only took the job because he promised he wouldn't drink at all, because his drunkenness was that well known.
From now on, when I picture Grant, I'm picturing him in a wife beater that's slightly stained around the pits.
That's there are pictures.
Wearing jean shorts instead of underwear.
All right.
And his assistant almost quit because one time on a riverboat going down the Mississippi, he fell off the wagon
And off the boat.
was too drunk to issue orders to attack the Confederates that were the Confederate boats that were spotted.
Oh wow.
Oh, no.
So yeah, that was a mess. Although Abraham Lincoln, again, always the apologist, is famously quoted as having saying, basically, if Grant's a drunk, let me know what brand of whiskey he drinks, and I want a barrel of that sent to all my generals.
Oh, wow. I also want to rewrite history and suggest that drunk Grant, the best soldier ever, is the greatest image you could ever paint. Imagine this guy getting soused in his wife beater because he can't be completely nude and nothing but a wife beater, charging into battle. That's terrifying. Paint him blue and he's Scottish.
Yes. Okay, and last but not least, I'm going to leave us on a downer note because that's what I do.
Oh.
Franklin Pierce was one of those depressing drunks.
Oh.
He was drunk and alcoholic, and this is painfully obvious because he eventually died of cirrhosis of the liver. He's a man that you feel if anybody had a reason to drink, it was him.
Man.
He had 3 sons who died in infancy. His wife was pro-temperance, and between that trauma and his drinking to deal with the trauma, they were constantly at odds. He spent most of his presidency alone. The Democratic Party did not nominate him for a second term to his presidency. And on his way out, they basically asked, "What's next for you?" And he said, "There's nothing left but to get drunk."
Wow. Oh my God.
He was best friends with Nathaniel Hawthorne,
That in itself is sad.
who and was present when Nathaniel Hawthorne died, basically out of nowhere. So he's standing there when he's just there, and his best friend drops dead.
Pete, I think maybe you missed the point of this exercise.
Apparently, one night while he was president, he had gone out drinking, as he did,
Right.
and was involved in what may very well have been one of Washington, D.C.'s first DUIs. He was driving a carriage home, severely inebriated, and hit and seriously injured an old woman.
I don't know why that's funny. I think it's because it's in a carriage.
And I never imagined DUIs in a carriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently the police were summoned, and when they discovered that it was the president of the United States, they let him go, and no one ever said anything further about the incident, except I don't know when the story got passed around. So a lot of historians say there's no evidence to support that this actually happened, but I mean, that's kind of the point.
Yeah, I guess so, except for all the horrible drinking he was doing beforehand. Wow.
Which is evidence to a degree.
Huh. All right. Well, listen, I've got one more.
Okay.
George Washington, our first president, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You may have heard of him. Well, among the terrible things he did, he was involved in numerous failed businesses before becoming our general and first president. Before taking office, there were several legal cases pending against him. He never held any political office before his first as our president. He verbally supported assault against women. He mocked disabled people and benefited greatly from some of the most racially insensitive supporters in history.
I'm pretty sure this
This is not at all.
I think I see where you're going with
Yeah.
this, Frank.
Do you?
And I only have one, the scary thing is I only have one bone of contention with those facts that you read.
Yeah, it is pretty terrifying, isn't it? Well, if you like this, you're a terrible human being, but you may enjoy more things from the Non-Productive Network. Why don't you subscribe to our podcast today? You'll be glad you did.
We've got a YouTube channel too.
Whatever.
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.